This is September 17th, 2011. If you're watching these things in order, then you know that I have some rings in the oven that I'm curing, and it takes a half an hour. What does not take a half an hour is reheating already made, already cured beads that have been wet sanded and given a dunk in a vat of floor polish. I'm going to heat these up for 5 minutes or so, just to get them soft enough to take off of the skewers as my son walks in the door. Hi, honey. I'm taping. No, because it's way down here. You can say hello.
Hello, everyone.
That's my son with his mellifluous, deep voice. So, I don't really like how this is like hanging over the edge like that. But anyway, we'll just have to do. This is my recycled Entenmann cake pans with bamboo skewers stuck through the side. This is just to keep the beads up off the bottom of the pan. I'm gonna, as I said, I'm gonna heat these for at 275 Fahrenheit, 130 centigrade, I believe it is, for about 5 minutes, just to soften them enough that I can take them off the skewer. And I'm trying out these cloth gloves today to see if I can take them off the skewer while they're warm and protect my hands and also still have a certain amount of flexibility. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off and I'll come back in 5 minutes. Okay, I usually do this in the kitchen because these things cool off pretty quickly. So I'm going to put on these cloth gloves and see if my idea works. Okay. I know this is going to work because I've done this before. Okay. So I'm just like pulling them off. They're on there pretty well. And as they cool off, sometimes you gotta turn it like that. Get them off. And if they stick, you can reheat. Okay? So I'm just showing you. So you can turn them. You can hear it click, click, as they release from the skewer. Click, click, click. Okay. Let's bring this up a tiny bit. And you can see that some of them stick together. You going? Or are you just stepping out?
I don't know if I'm coming or going.
Well, that's a very Gemini thing. And you can see some of them stick together. You don't worry about it. You can take them apart later. Sort of. And these little gloves are working because I can feel that the beads are warm, but they're not hurting my hands, and I still have flexibility and traction, which is pretty hip. I'm very happy. I think I got these for like $1 something at the, hardware store or supermarket or something. I'm not sure. Okay, watch. This is what I do when they're sort of stuck. Is I put the skewer flat side down onto the table, and I push down. Okay. So there we go. Get rid of this. Alright. So I use a tin top. This is from a, like, what is a biscuit tin or something? Yeah, it's like a biscuit. It's like a biscuit tin. And this is so things don't like fall off the table. Okay, so the beads are connected. Handy that. And I just break them apart. Easy breezy. Lemon squeezy. Now anybody who is making themselves crazier than they need to be, doing little beads individually, please give my multiple beads on a skewer, you know, where you pretty much form them, wet sand them, finish them, cure them, form them, cure them, wet sand them, give them a dunk in the finish, you know, reheat, and then de-skewer. And if you want, you can keep them on the skewer. Now these are all finished. This is what I've been doing this last week or so that you haven't seen me, 10 days or so, since I made my last video. I've been doing my wet sanding because these little ones, I've put these little ones off because, you know, I got to do that pinchy thing with the wet sanding. But they actually, my favorites are these pink ones. They're so sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay. This is like some flower chop and toss done as tiny Natashas. They look so Japanese with the pink and red and white. Oh, just cute as like little baby girl kimonos. They're good for spacers. As you know, the easiest ones are the ones that are rectangle, because you just go with the wet sanding. You can keep your beads on the skewers for storage. You don't need to take them. I'm taking these apart just as an example for you. I leave my beads on the skewers until I'm thinking, oh, I think I'll put this together with this and maybe add, you know, add some of these and, you know, find a pendant that matches and, you know, and then I can sort of like mix and match my beads, but they're on the skewer. How many of you have dropped like great big ass piles of beads, like you have your beads all loose in Gladware and it falls down, and then you got like, you know, you gotta pick them all up out of your carpet and stuff. You're worried about your pets eating them. Well, you don't have to do that. Keep your beads on the skewer until you're ready. Until you're ready to string them. See, even the big ones, you just go pink. And if they have a little finish that's a little raggedy, clean it up. Like this one has. You can see this one has sort of like this finished thing. You can clean it up, you know, it's not a problem. But doing your beads on a skewer is the easy breezy way of doing it. And so that sort of explains this part of it. Oh, it's flashing, it's flashing. Oh, acid flashbacks from the 60s. Okay, enough of that.